Hi, everyone. This is Pepper Pace, and I am in my favorite place, my bedroom, and this is where the magic happens. This is where I write my stories, all of them. And this is where I sleep and watch my favorite movies. And a lot of times I'm eating in here. So this is my favorite place in the world. Also, I want to introduce you to myself as an avatar. So I thought we would have a little bit of fun with Avatar. Now, all of this is free. I didn't have to pay for any of it, just having a little bit of fun with it. However, I thought that I could use it to communicate with people when I don't really want to show my face. Well, I can share my voice with you, but I can't do both because always want, like I told you, my favorite place is this bedroom. I don't always want to put on makeup or do my hair, even though it's just these braids. But anyway, so I think we're going to start off by doing a reading. And I am going to do a reading of one of my favorite books. It is called Awakening. It was written in 2019. So we're going to start. Now, I do want to give you a fair warning that there is going to be a little bit of cursing. It does deal with racial issues, but I think you'll still enjoy it. There's a dead white man in the backyard, Matthew said while depositing a sack of apples onto the wooden table. Adina looked up from a steaming pot of greens that she was stirring. Another one? Yup, Marco said he's a Nazi skinhead? The little boy squinted as he tried to say the unfamiliar word. Adina frowned and placed her hands on her narrow hips, a big wooden spoon still in her grip. A Nazi skinhead? Yep, the boy nodded. He reached into the bag for an apple. Adina pointed the spoon at him as if it represented the hand of God. No, dinner's almost ready. Where's Marco? Matthew didn't hesitate in snatching his hand back. He'd been slapped on the hand with the big wooden spoon more times than he cared to remember in his short 4.5 years of life. Adina even sometimes sent it launching through the air at him when he got into mischief and tried to run from her. Her aim was always true, and it would smack him in the back of the head with a sharp and painful thud. He's coming. Matthew left the small house in order to find something else to snack on, out from under the watchful eye of his aunt. Adina turned the flame down low on the stove as she tried to keep her calm about another dead white man turning up in their midst. She headed out the house right after Matthew in search of her grandfather, who was just now breaking into the clearing from the forest. He had 2 rabbits tied to a string on his makeshift belt. The belt, which kept his trousers from drooping down past his backside, was made from 2 plastic grocery bags that had been twisted together into a strong rope. Marco, she met him halfway. What's this about another dead white man in our backyard? She pointed into the forest, her dark eyes narrowed in indignation, even though her heart raced in apprehension. Marco continued walking toward the shed where he intended to skin the animals so that he could add them to Adina's frying pan. Just like the other one, beat up, strung up, throat slash, looked like his head's been bashed in. Damn, she cursed, following along beside him. What are we going to do? We can't keep getting rid of the white man's garbage. She knew who was responsible for this fuckery. The white people lived on their side of the mountain and the blacks lived on the other. There was no problem between them until the whites wanted to get rid of a body and it found its way into their neck of the woods. And since Adina, Marco, and Matthew lived even further out than the rest of the black Appalachian community, it seemed that for a second time, a dead white man had found his way into their environment. So that was Awakening, written by me, Pepper Pace. The me, that is a human being, not the avatar Pepper Pace. And Awakening, if you are interested in knowing more about the story, reading this story, you can purchase this book wherever you purchase your digital or paperback books. Also, you can read it from your library. Unfortunately, it's not on Audibles, or so it's not an audio book at this point. Um, but one day I hope to change that. But anyway, if you would like to order it from your library and it's not there, just have your library request it, because I make it a point to do a global distribution so that it's available in bookstores and libraries and wherever people would want to request such a book. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed having fun with the avatar. I enjoyed it. And we'll think of some other things that we can do. Thank you and bye.